Hey Russell,
Hey, hey,
how's it going?
it's going. Kind of a long day.
I'm
Yeah.
sick.
Are you a COVID person now?
No, I tested this morning and apparently it's not COVID, but who fucking knows, right?
Hi,
I
gentlemen.
got
How you doing?
sick.
Oh no.
My parents are arriving like in 2 hours as well, so 4 hours.
So you'll get to gift them with a welcome present of whatever you've caught.
Apparently not COVID from rapid test, but who fucking knows, right? At this point.
Rapid tests are
Right.
so inaccurate.
Isn't the one that Aptivate developed a rapid test?
Hey, I'm not gonna diss polymerase chain reaction anytime soon.
It is still the gold standard. Though I'm still a little unclear, and maybe one of the two of you would be uniquely the person that I know to answer to this. That I've noticed these either rapid PCR or express PCR, I forget what the phrasing was. And like, I definitely don't have the molecular biology or biochemistry to know how you speed up a polymerase chain reaction.
I think they just use a kit. So instead of having like a big PCR machine, they have a little PCR machine, and then they have like little sample prep things they plug into it. So you don't have to have a lab, you just need to have like a self-contained kit. So that would be a rapid or express PCR.
So is that less sensitive, or and if not, like, then why isn't that just the standard?
Well, because you might want to test for anything else, right? The thing about having a dedicated thing that only does this, like a PCR machine, you can program it to do multiple depending on what you want to,
Oh, so it's more of a how do I put this?
single use, not single use, but a single
Right.
thing, like streamlining COVID testing rather than more polyvalent, more complex machine with.
Another alternative is something called a LAMP assay, and so LAMP is
Mhm.
it's a PCR version that's simplified that uses a particular chemistry.
Protein. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because then that gives me a capital equipment production rate like answer to why rapid PCRs are more expensive. That we already had all these PCR machines pre-existing the pandemic for the many and varied purposes that they could be used for, but then rolling out all these like dedicated kits is its like own like cost and production ramp up problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So the laboratory PCR kits like the Biorad, like a big Biorad system can do 1,000 at a time. And so it's just because of the economies of scale, like, their
Okay.
cost is like 10 to 15 bucks. They're still going to charge 100. And
Oh,
if you do like a lamp kit, the cost of the kit itself is probably like $50 to $70. So then the margin goes down a lot and the price may go up on the consumer side.
but because you can do fewer in parallel on the same machine.
You can't really do it, and also the cost of people's time for a lamp style kit is much higher because you can only do one or two at a time.
Right. Okay. Because I was thinking that since PCR takes longer, then your equipment is locked up for longer doing one assay, so that should have higher overhead. But I wasn't accounting for the batching.
Yep.
Interesting. Thanks.
So I was randomly on Twitter earlier, and I kind of walked into like a conversation, like like a voice conversation organized by VitaDAO. Do you guys remember this this app that made a lot of noise, like maybe a year ago, 6 months ago, where it was just people talking? It was like people talking.
I still have it on my phone, but I haven't been on in months.
Not the name. I never managed to figure out how. Clubhouse. So it looks like Twitter have this kind of new feature, and I don't know if it's as of
They
today or if
turned
it's been around.
It's only been around, I think, maybe no more than a couple of months. But yeah, I'm starting to see more adoption of, I forget if they call it Twitter Spaces or like,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
but as you say, like something that turns Clubhouse into a feature.
So yeah, these Veto DAO people were doing some kind of thing, and I'm considering because I've got this IP that my institute, they're like playing chicken with me, and they don't. Yeah, we talked about it where they're like trying to extend. They want to kick the can down the road. Like, okay, let's extend another year. I'm like, well, you can't really do that. They're like, well, we'll find a way. So instead of looking for VCs, because I've got the provisional patent application, I've got this.
Right. But what is it they want to extend? Turning I forget what the steps between a provisional and a completed approval are.
It's 10K and what 10 to whatever K if you're fighting AstraZeneca, but let's say starting at 5 to 10K. So instead of doing
in time, not in it. Oh, it's that they don't want to spend the money to.
Yeah, it's that they don't want to spend the money. They're like, we'll spend $1,000 to get a lawyer to rewrite the application, so that it's got an extra year's worth of protection, but we won't. We don't. I don't know. They're playing chicken, right? Like, if I told them just give it to me, I'll pay for it. They're like, well, then it's interesting. Like they want to figure it out. So I might go down that Veto DAO road. See if that works out.
So it may be the fastest and cheapest way for you to gain control of the IP is basically to tell them it's worth nothing and you're ready to walk away.
I don't know. Can I do that?
But then,
because
couldn't they like make you sign something saying that you are indeed walking away and you cannot revisit it without breaking your contract or something? Or are they just too lazy to even bother?
That might be a good move, actually.
Just say, look, I don't care.
Yeah, sorry, my voice didn't have the /s at the end. Just that you were saying that every time you point out, hey, I'd like to buy it, then it like gives them proof that they apparently don't have otherwise, that it's worth something, and therefore that they should lock it down. So if you let them know that you don't assign any value to it, then they'll stop caring too. But you're right, don't ever sign anything that prevents you from swooping back in and grabbing it when the time is right. Quite an interesting game theoretic problem. In any event, I don't know where I'd like to get a little bit more structured with our meetings, and I realize this probably falls on me to drive that forward. But I have like 3 general items that we could choose as agenda points, and I don't know if we start putting that in the Airtable or we like attach a doc to part of the Airtable that's like a running doc of our meeting agendas, or this is probably something I should have sorted before we got into this meeting, but sorry, the day job has been chapping my ass this afternoon. But so I'll just tell you the 3 things thank you, Cyril, for like taking a crack at building out the Airtable. I'd like to continue on that front, particularly in 3 areas. And I think that there are starts on this in the existing Airtable. One is to identify what we want to do to finish refining the white paper, because I think we are getting to a stage where at a minimum, maybe not like put it on the website or something, but at least start like sending a draft of it to persons we trust that might be willing to read it and provide some flavor of feedback, or tell us who they're in contact with that would want to see X section added, or an answer to X ambiguity in the existing draft, or whatever like that. Also a way of kind of priming them, this is coming, like if you can get the ball rolling and placing us for when this is properly ready. Here's us raising our hands and saying we're getting close. The second item is since, and sorry, apropos of Cyril mentioning that VitaDAO was doing this Twitter Spaces situation, and that thing, Russell, you sent over earlier this week, Based Capital, that was having their little chat, that it is becoming clear to me that, for lack of a better term, content production is like significant to like generating interest in the community that would form around you know, an investment thesis or circle of participants, DeFi protocol, however you want to phrase it. But if we want to start turning these chats into something that could be dropped as podcast episodes, put on a YouTube, made available through Twitter Spaces or elsewhere, I'm going to argue that we need to get more prepared in terms of identifying episode topics in advance, especially, you know, so that it's not like, oh, you remember that thing that, and then we're all like dancing around for, you know, our like browser history and the 20th tab we have open. If we can, you know, find the white paper or dashboard or like whatever it was that spurred some thought, that if we could identify in advance, hey, this time we're going to be talking about ohm forks. This time we're going to be talking about uses of Dune analytics. This time we're going to be talking about bridging either chains or bridging from major cryptos through like high value exchanges, or, you know, whatever like that, we want to go that direction. Something good to add would be like, hey, do we have a topic for this week? And that way we can have a couple of materials like ready at hand and make sure that we're recently familiarized ourselves with them. And then the last step is, I think we have a clear enough idea of the tech stack that we want to use that it's really just time to find some devs. And I'm not convinced, I was initially convinced that we needed some like write-up of, like you were going on like some contracting platform, that we need some write-up of exactly what we like plan for them to use. I think it's much more, how do I put it, like a vibes play, that there are all these devs wandering around these different discords and spaces or other, and we've just got to convince one of them to like hang out for a bit. And so yeah, those are my 3 agenda items.
Yeah, I've tried. You know, three guys I've like sent blurbs to, and they've, I don't know, maybe I need to PayPal them $50. I don't know.
No, if they're not serious people, definitely don't start giving them money. I think.
I mean, I'm just wondering what one can do to catch their eye or something.
I feel we need.
Chenda told me that sending them anime gifts was working for her. Which is what has brought me to this place, that it's kind of a vibes thing, that if you approach them like, hey, I'm a business person, I should hire you to do my crypto business thing, then they just kind of roll their eyes and continue to wander around. But if you like find something that like speaks to their like personal and cultural interests in the space, or just like the kind of humans they are, then that is more attractive and enticing them to focus for 2 seconds.
Yeah, I just got another one. I just checked my DMs on Discord. So I have 4 guys who kind of said, hey, are you still looking for anybody to help out?
Oh, fantastic.
Metrics. So yeah.
If you can get any of them on a thread or on a call, do we feel comfortable just dropping them into the existing Discord as like ghost town as it is? What's our next step to?
I don't think
bringing
you
them
can
in?
drop people into Discord without having them join them.
Well, I mean, to send them an invite is what I mean by drop them in. I agree that it's an opt-in activity.
Sure, I can, sure, I will invite them to the channel.
Yeah. Because it's probably coming on too strong to say right now, will you schedule this time for, a half-hour chat with with us?
All right, I'm sending them all the Plaid DAO Discord. That's
Cool.
Brilliant idea. I mean, I mean, obviously it was Greg's idea, but I'm executing. So they've all gotten invites now.
Great.
Honestly, if you guys, maybe I can send you their IDs or something. Maybe if more than one person reaches out to them, they'll just think that it's like something real.
Well, let's see
Yeah,
if they
yeah,
come
so-
to the Discord.
Okay.
Send me the ideas. I'd be happy to send them cat gifts or whatever we think might work.
This
Baseball
one guy
base.
is co-founder and CEO at component.fi, DoomWiz, Element FI Simp. I'm glad he calls himself a simp, I guess.
Great.
What's a simp?
Think of what's the best analogy for a simp. Think of someone like a teenage boy who's a huge fan of a sex symbol actress, but has kind of a Napoleon Dynamite character who has no ability to speak in a witty or charming manner when confronted with things they desire.
I thought a simp was just somebody who sucks up to women. Isn't that?
I don't know if it's specifically to women in general. I think there's a fandom meaning to it as well. But in any event, one of the things this is one of my favorite Zizek concepts is to take people seriously but not literally. That I've noticed with a lot of these folks, especially Web3 types, that they'll use words that are supposed to be negative or supposed to suggest that you're missing something or not complete in some way in the rest of the world as a self-description, as a way of diffusing responsibility for whatever it is they might do.
Yeah.
So in this usage, simp just probably means that they retweet the post of whatever group that is, and if there's a token to stake, they've staked it, and they're otherwise a fan and a supporter.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so I like the structure, Greg. So should we discuss those three topics one after the other, or did you just want to introduce those three concepts, or did you want us to choose one of them to center this episode around?
I'm going to do this one because I think that one is the of the things that we might be up to, and meta is bad for you.
You're breaking up.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm going to suggest that I changed network, so I was hoping that would stabilize things. It turns out, fuck. It turns out that my local Wi-Fi here is actually in the downstairs, the like actual routers in the downstairs apartment, and I'm just using an extender, and I feel lied to by my the person I'm subletting from, which has been a repeated experience that people tell you, oh, everything's great with the Wi-Fi, I never have any issues. I like press them to do a speed test, to point out any like corners of the place with issues, and then I get there and there's still problems. So looking
I got a 5G phone recently, and the download speed is like 300 megabits a second, and on our router with optical fiber, it's 300 or 30. So 5G is still 10 times faster than optical fiber.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, then that's what I'll do. I'll just upgrade my phone and
Yeah, you just put unlimited 5G, if that exists.
Yeah, now I realize. No, I think in any event, I will sort those things. That's a good recommendation, Russell. And what I was coming to is I think I'd want to go after number 2 first, which is the episode topics part. Because I think it will be informative to what we want to do in the other areas, that as we identify what are high value topics, then that will also have suggestions for, hey, should we look back at the chunk of the white paper that like speaks to that area, that maybe there's some extension or refinement we discover while prepping for the episode. And then the same on the tech stack, that as we discuss, somebody uses chain link this way or uses that ID or whatever as part of a podcast episode, then we'll be yet more sophisticated and structured in our presumptions in that area. Cool. So structured entity. So I'm going to create a new doc for our episodes. Definitely.
Oh, sorry.
Generate memes. Management. Better as a spreadsheet or a doc?
Instinctively, I'm saying doc.
Okay. Do we call it plaid pod?
Nice.
Okay.
I'm not very good at Discord. Is there a way to get like a user ID out of Discord? I've been trying to like somehow forward like a user profile link to Greg, and I haven't figured out a way to do it.
Yeah, I just block message. So I'm in Discord, I'm looking at my stack of direct messages, and if you right click on a name, then you get this little pop over, and one of them is called profile.
Yeah, but once you get in the profile, there's just like their acronym and then like a number. It's like one guy is JC number 4205, and I don't think that's
Right.
a unique identifier. There's no way of it like getting a link to JC number 4205 from there.
I thought that's what the purpose of the number was.
So if I send you Eagle number 1875, can you find him?
Let's find out.
So here's a dude.
1875.
Where did you send this?
In the chat on
Oh, sorry, I was in Discord.
Yeah, me too. JC hashtag 18, no, Eagle hashtag 1875.
Okay, let's see what happens when I plop JC.
No results.
40. Thanks. But how do I get back out? This. You know what you might do, Russell? Wait, I can think of two things. One would be, can you create a group DM in? Yeah, you can create group DMs.
and you just find them from there.
Well, no. So what I'm saying
And
is
then
that,
we're in the chat.
right, is that if you aren't already connected to someone, I'm still unclear what that means, which I suppose means you're in the same Discord server as them, and then you click, hey, message them, then you have access to them. Yeah, here we go. Russell, is that just the two of us, or are you? I think it's just the two, our DM.
I was just trying to find you, frankly. But yeah, you can make a group DM.
Ah, there we go.
Okay. I mean that seems to be a fun possibility.
Is there a reason you don't just want to invite them to the Discord, or are you thinking that?
No, I did invite them to the Discord, but I'm
Okay,
doing many things.
cool.
All right, we'll see if continued persistence works.
Okay. Salud.
So Greg, you're making another Google Doc that's like a planning doc following up on Cyril's Airtable?
Yeah, specifically for Plaid Pod. Yeah, which I dropped in the Airtable, and I directly shared it to both of your emails. And yeah, now let's start writing out
Episodes.
pod. I'm gonna make it as many puns as possible. Plaid pod planning portal. Topics, episode structure. Sorry. I don't know if either of you are listed to useful idiots, but don't worry about any of the content. What I really like is that they have a very like set structure for each of their episodes. Like they literally call it the 4 food groups. And so they'll each take it in turn that they're each responsible for, there's two co-hosts for the show. They'll each take 2 of the food groups for each episode. And so like planning their episodes must be very straightforward, is that we sort of have this like ongoing theme that we want to follow on. And then like each producer or co-host says, hey, this week, this is my like example topic from within that broader theme. We might adopt such a thing here.
And that's useful idiots.
Yeah. So, because I don't think we're ever going to be comprehensive about any of the topics. So it might be better to just say, hey, there are these like maybe just, you know, for continuity, these like 4 areas that we'd like to focus on in each week. We'll have like a recent technical advance, a recent protocol that came online, something funny that happened on Twitter or in the crypto news, something, maybe call it like TradFi crossover, like some evidence that some analyst or, you know, fund manager or whatever from like equities or commodities or bonds world has like become aware of or interested in participating in some corner of DeFi. So something to that effect.
I didn't quite understand, sorry.
So I'm thinking that it'd be, at least for my purposes, it would simplify the preparation for each episode if we just go, hey, like we're planning for it to be, I don't know, 45 minutes. And so we expect that there will be 4 continuing themes that we do some example of in each episode. And then each of us can say, oh, this week I'm going to handle this theme. Next week, maybe I'll handle another theme. And so then I was just spitballing on what potential themes might be.
Okay, gotcha.
Russell, can you put a sub tab under applications? Oh, that was Cyril that was writing that out. Yeah, whichever one of you wrote applications, I'd be curious what you had in mind there. Just like, oh, I have a joke version of that that's become, I think, a meme. The phrase is "crypto solves for that."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess some examples.
Maybe just type "crypto solves for that" into Twitter and like see what comes up with the most like likes or reposts.
I did.
Hey, there's an episode structure bit. Maybe I'm just too caffeinated at the moment.
Yeah, nothing. Do I have to put it in between like quotes or something?
I don't think so.
Crypto solves. Crypto solves for that.
Yeah, you might have to try a few variations.
Mm. Is it 3-3-3? Yeah, it's 3-3-3, right? Or is
No,
it
it's just 3-3. Yeah, definitely add that one.
Hmm. F4. Very weird. Did Greg go?
We lost Greg.
Tut, tut. I guess he's still.
Cool.
You back, Greg?
I am. Sorry, it dropped. Hmm. I'm getting more luck from D5 solves.
Ah. Yeah, one of the people on that thing I was listening to, they used a word I hadn't. Sci. It couldn't have been sci-fi. No, no, D-sci, D-sci,
DeSci,
as in
decentralized
science.
decentralized science. Hasn't science always been decentralized?
I don't know, but people love these these sound bites.
Yeah, there is a, how do I put an what do I call it, ahistoricism to it.
I guess we need to do an episode about NFTs.
So how do we justify like the plaid pod planning portal versus the other pieces of engineering and so forth we're endeavoring to complete?
Rephrase what you just asked. Is it a relative prioritization question or a use of documents question?
So each of these bullet points, Roman numerals 1, 2, 3, 4, what's the timeline for working on those, or what do you?
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, right now we're just spitballing, but you're right. The next step is to identify, well, what do we want the first episode or two to be about? Or are you saying one of us should focus on that, and then another focuses on enticing devs and you know, like that way.
I think, I mean, I get what I think I get what you're saying, Russell, is that, okay, if we're working on making a podcast, then we're not working on making an actual, thing, website, DAO, Plaid, whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
But I guess the thing, what I'm thinking, which is that, okay, so we're organizing these episodes as, if we organize them in terms of steps we need to take for us to build what we're trying to build, what we're selling as a podcast is, look at us building something. Because that's, I think the podcast, it can't be an actual podcast that's organized like a podcast. It has to be us actually doing work. It just happens to be filmed. And if we organize, if we do our critical path analysis of, okay, well, first we need to form a DAO, then we need to do this, or whatever order we actually do need to do these things in. What we're recording on the podcast is what the work we're actually doing. Am I making sense?
Yeah. No, it's certainly an attractive option to, instead of thinking about like just sort of generally, as you say, like what if we were trying to do it as a media thing on its own, what are the most interesting topics in DeFi to us, to rather prioritize what are questions we have to answer for ourselves should we want to complete one or another of the steps to launching our protocol. Okay, then maybe it's
So we can take the steps in the Airtable and actually use those as episodes. Like we
Right.
actually, like, let's say one episode, we actually, okay, let's create a Twitter account, or like the whole episode or the whole hour or the whole week, maybe it's a 2-episode thing. It's us creating multiple Twitter accounts and getting these platforms that have multiple things and generating the content and all the things associated with Twitter accounts for our particular goals. How do you guys feel about this format, this idea of
Or,
2
you know,
episodes per task?
indeed, what if we actually had a guest or something who's like an expert in something that is the topic? That would, you know, I think that would be even better. Yeah. I mean, what's a Joe Rogan radio show without a guest? Just Joe Rogan talking to the guys hanging out in his office, right?
Well, there's different
I
podcasts.
think
It's the
that's a
same
lot
3
of
people. Hello.
yeah. So is inviting an expert guest on in tension with like, I'll back up. Is Plaid Pod a way of facilitating getting the DAO into existence? Or is it, or rather, I mean, obviously it is, but is it what it's mainly doing is producing content and raising our profile to the like places that we want people to notice it, to notice us? Or is it a building in public activity where like things that we might just be doing just on a Zoom call for our own planning purposes, we're like choosing to launch as a podcast so that others will think that we're credible or will trust that we're actually doing the thing that we claim because they got to see more of the process, or will avoid the pitfalls that we step in when they try their own stuff, or like which of those 2 buckets are we positioning this as?
So I like that second one, and I like the idea of having structure. So maybe we do 3 weeks where it's just the 3 of us, because we do have a lot of groundwork to do before, and then we get a guest that, oh, we're stuck on this, you know, every 4th episode there's a guest that we can pay in tokens or whatever, or whatever, it's a new member of the DAO, or you know, whatever it may be.
What if we actually had the DAO have as part of its structure having like a guest expert who, you know, brings us new opportunities, that we're actually like bootstrapping part of the DAO process right now?
Yeah, I really like that. And there's a specific, like I keep coming back to that that Mark Helfman list of how to launch you know, a shitcoin. But importantly, step 6 is give free tokens to influencers. So if the basis for giving them free tokens is, hey, will you come on our podcast? That works for me. Though I suppose we could do it 2 ways, or like 2 aspects to it for like inviting people. One is, yeah, definitely give them free tokens. But the second is, and I think this speaks to your suggestion, Cyril, that we wait until the moment that we have at least a sketch of what we're planning to do. So we're not just give half an hour on you know, your best practices or your advice in some area, but hey, this is the view that we've come to. Tell us what you think, where the holes are, or what you might have done differently, or the gap between that and something that you think is going real well, or does it in fact solve for some problem that that we've noticed would crop up. Because we've got to have some kind of bait to to get
Yeah, yeah.
such
At
an
this
expert to come
point,
in.
at this point, we don't even have tokens to give to people, right?
Right.
So I like the idea of using our tasks as our to-do list as you know, as a launch pad for each for each for each recording session. And we can give us, you know, we can give each other some time. Like obviously some tasks will take 5 minutes, other tasks will take, you know, a couple of weeks. But I think that, you know, I think you're completely right when you came in today and said, listen, we've got zero structure. And I think structure is important. And the fact that now we do have like a shopping list of things that we want to do. And, you know, and I think that these hours we're spending together can be the working sessions. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Awesome. Well, on that note, we're coming to the end of our hour. So are there any homeworky items we'd like to identify as things that we'd like to prioritize to potentially be true before Monday?
I'd say let's prioritize the list. Let's we've got a bunch of lists. So I'd say let's I mean, at the moment they're numbered because of, by the way, you know, we started thinking of putting them in. But
Sure.
I think organizing these things is in terms of priority is essential. Maybe let's add another tab for priority, and then we can, you know, rank them by that. And then not another tab, another whatever. How do you call this plus thing? A field.
Plus,
Yeah, another field in the Airtable for priority. And we can start ranking stuff.
cool. Also, just a bit of housekeeping. You know, now that I'm on the West Coast, timing, the Monday meetings, it looks like we've moved all the Thursday meetings back to the afternoon. Would it be possible to do the same with the Monday meetings?
Monday at 5 EST.
Yeah, Monday at 5 EST.
It's fine.
Is that
Yeah, I don't
good
see
for
it.
you?
I don't have a problem with it.
Great. Then if Russell, go ahead and update that for all the Monday meetings.
So I think that our video uploads are a little underwhelming so far, but I think it kind of gave us a healthy kick in the ass to add some more structure. So I'm going to keep uploading this one as well as the other 3 I think that I uploaded. If you guys want me to take something down, you know, most of them have 2 views. You know, there's no point in keeping up a video that nobody cares to watch. But
Wait, where are they up? On the Discord, on YouTube?
On YouTube, yeah. There's a channel.
That's right, we have a channel. You know, in the future, everyone is a content producer.
It's pretty simple when Zoom just records all of your conversations and makes
Yeah. I mean, you know, this is how the AIs will learn to produce their own podcasts.
Here, I'll Discord chat you the YouTube channel. No, I'll put it in media. It will be marketing and the internet. Nope, it's already there. Yeah. Plaid Doug gets a YouTube channel on our marketing. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Craig, for organizing. We'll see each other on Monday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Be well.
Be well. Bye-bye.